Oh man. So you want to know how to take off your intake manifold on your 8th gen Honda Civic Si. It's all good. I got you. First thing you want to do is disconnect the negative battery cable because we're going to be unplugging some stuff and it's just better safe than sorry. Yeah. Next I'm going to remove the intake manifold. Hopefully you have an aftermarket one just like me. Because if you don't, you're going to have to watch another video on how to remove an OEM intake manifold. Just like that. That one too. We got two 12 millimeters and one 10 millimeter on each side. Now there's another 3 screws that's under the windshield. I don't have mine on because easy access. Woo. Here's two 10 millimeters that we need to loosen and it'll give us some play with the wire harness. Look at that, all that slack. Next, we gotta take out this top radiator support. There's a bunch of 10 millimeters. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. One hidden behind here. Now, for the passenger side, my project car is missing some pieces, but you're gonna have a 10 millimeter right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's it. Imaginary screws. Another imaginary screw. I got this one back here though. We gotta remove this radiator refill thing out the way. And then we can lift up the top radiator support. Tilt it forward. We got 2 plugs we gotta undo. One right here for the hood. And one right here for the fan. Once this is loose, we can pull this up and just kind of tilt it to the side like this. Make sure you're not pinching nothing. Let's unplug these 2 hoses right here. Boom, boom. If these are stuck on there, just push into it and twist. You can get your pliers or whatever you want to call these. Squeeze the hose a little bit and turn it left and right until it's broken loose free. And you can just pull it off like that. Yeah. There we go. And there's this hidden 10 millimeter right here that we want to remove. This is going to give us play with the wire harness and the fuel rail. Take that out. I like to put this back in there just so I know where it goes. The throttle body has 4 12 millimeter bolts. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That one's hidden. Remove this 10 millimeter that's holding this wire right here. Oops, there we go. No longer attached to the throttle body. And now we should be able to move the throttle body out the way. There we go. Definitely need a new gasket. Now we gotta remove the fuel rail. There's a 10 millimeter right here for the ground wires. Yep. And then there's a 12 millimeter here and right here. Chances are this is going to be stuck under really tightly, so just be careful. Pull on each end and it should just pop straight out just like that. Undo this clamp right here and remove the hose so we can move the fuel rail out the way. Pull up, boom, and now fuel rail can be moved somewhere. You don't want to lose these little spacers for the fuel rail. You can take them off and put them somewhere. Or you could just put the original nuts back in place. That way, you don't misplace anything. Boom. Boom. Now there's a black bracket that supports the intake manifold. There's 2 12 millimeters. One is right down here, and the other is upside down right here. Get yourself a ratcheting wrench. Super useful for this right here. Boom. We can let this hang there. We gotta disconnect this hose that goes to the intake. There we go. Now finally we're gonna take out the intake manifold. There's 4 12 millimeter bolts on the top and 4 on the bottom. On the bottom there's 2 right here, 1 and 2 back there. 3 is right there and 4 right there. This is where long extensions come in handy, especially the swivel one right here, because it allows you to kind of hit it in an angle. That way you don't have to be perfectly lined up to unscrew the bolt down there. Lastly, undo these 4 bolts. It's really important to undo this clamp right here on this water hose. Mine was facing downward, and when I reinstalled it, I kept it upward. So if you can, try to remove this clamp or loosen it. Angled needle nose pliers really help. Again, this is a coolant hose, so once you unplug it, some coolant is going to come out. This hard line is going to be blocking you from removing this intake manifold, so we got to undo this 10mm right here. We also got to remove this 10mm bolt right here, but you can't really access it, so this plastic piece for the wire harness has to get out the way. There's a tab right here. If you pull up, you can pull this bracket out sideways like that. And then there's another one just like this. If you go from right here straight down, you fill the tab and pull that down, and then you can pull the bracket outward, and there you go. Now we got access to that 10mm bolt, and that's gonna give us free play on that hard line that's blocking the intake manifold. Now we can move this hard line around kinda a little bit. From here, we'll disconnect this hose on the bottom of the intake. Remember, when you disconnect it, coolant's gonna come out. Not too much, but oh yeah, that's a lot. And it's gonna spill all over your starter. Aw, man. Oh, it's still going. I'm just gonna use a 1/2 inch extension to plug up that hole. That way coolant will spill out anymore. And we're still not done. There's one more trick to getting the intake manifold off. Even with that hose disconnected, I still can't pull it straight off. Because if you look right here, this bracket is in the way. So it doesn't allow you to just take it out. What the heck, right? Here's the trick. You see the stud right here? You want to make sure that is clear. So we'll pull the right side off. Clear. And what you want to do is turn the intake manifold up 90 degrees. Turn it 90 degrees like that, and bam! Wow, that took forever. Oh man. While the intake is off, you want to replace the intake manifold gasket and the throttle body gasket.